The sophisticated devices that we commonly refer to as translators are specifically designed to effectively assist a person in significantly reducing the adverse impact of various forms of interference that can potentially distort their fundamental structure. That is, these are interferences from a wide variety of factors: electromagnetic fields, unhealthy relationships between people, various pathogenic zones, technopathogenic zones, all of which hinder a person in expressing their own structure and in establishing relationships through these structures. Inside the translators, there is a thin film on which structures are applied. But usually the question always arises, what are these structures? Well, structures are something quite understandable to anyone because everyone knows that there is a structure to matter. The properties of this matter depend on what that structure is like. But structure can be not only material, it can also be a field structure, the distribution of fields in space and time. There can also be an informational structure, a structure that determines the nature of interactions in our reality. This very structure is studied by a branch of physics called the theory of physical structures. At the core of all translators lie models that have been developed as a result of research in the field of the theory of physical structures. And the main difference from conventional physical theories is that the theory of physical structures considers our world as if it consists of two parts. One part is the reality that we are all able to perceive around us. And the other part is the world of structures, which unfortunately we cannot perceive directly. But this world of structures manifests itself in all objects, phenomena, and in everything that people do. All of this is a manifestation of the world of structures. However, the theory of physical structures allows us, using scientific methods, to establish relationships with this world of structures, to create and construct these structures. And this is exactly what we have learned to do. In other words, we have developed a technology for constructing structures, for creating simulation models of these structures, which we then use to embed into these devices, translators. The devices can be used without limitation. Everything depends on the characteristics of the person, how sensitive they are, and so on. There are people who are very sensitive. They feel that they shouldn't use them continuously, but rather periodically. So if a person doesn't notice, doesn't feel that they need to interrupt this interaction, then they can use it as much as they want. There are people who even put them under their pillow when they sleep, or use them to structure water and then drink that water. So there are all sorts of ways to use it. There are actually no negative side effects from the translator. Many years of research conducted with translators in various scientific organizations have shown that the main effect is normalization. If some parameters in the system, for example in a person, are below normal, these parameters start to increase. If they are above normal, these parameters decrease. This happens precisely because translators restore a person's natural structure, reveal it, and make it more refined, specifically the structure that already exists. They do not introduce anything that could harm a person, and because of this, not a single negative effect has been found so far. Translators complement each other because each translator has its own specific task, its own function. They differ in the scale of temporal structures. They differ in the tasks they solve. But overall, any translator is also compatible with any other. We have users who use several translators at once, for example, Super, Blaga, Zrcalo, or Delight. And the effects they get are much brighter and stronger than when they use only one translator. Every person has their own characteristics, their own functional tasks that they face, and their own environment. And because of this, a person chooses for themselves which translator suits them best for solving certain tasks, for making their life happier, easier, and more peaceful. When we create a translator, we always then test how they work in various independent scientific organizations. We submit them for research and then receive various scientific reports that confirm the high effectiveness of the translators.